Multi-streaming has been somewhat of a challenge. It's like the easiest thing to do once you kind of just get over the hurdle and be like, okay, this is how you do it, and you just put it over here. This is how OBS works. Whatever. Um, my issue with multi-streaming is multi-streaming on Kick. I don't know what it's like on Twitch, or anything else, but yesterday I had some issues streaming, and I wasn't doing anything crazy. I didn't, like I don't have a big chat, nothing like that. But like, man, it pissed me off. So let me pull up here on my channel, and just if you guys go to my channel, the oh what I can't click on my channel, and you go to videos. Something I never liked, all right, is that they just delete your videos. Like, there's only like 6 to 10 or something of your streams, right? And then they just get rid of it. So I think if you're gonna stream on Kick, absolutely you have to stream on YouTube if you want those videos saved. If you're not recording your videos, you gotta have it on YouTube. There's no archive. I've tried going on my profile, everything. There is nothing. Um, but yesterday I was streaming Fallout, right? So we're gonna speak on one of the problems. I was streaming Fallout, and then all of a sudden, Kick just flipped out. And if you look at my channel, there's one video that's 7 views, 4 hours and 30 minutes long. And then immediately the what's it called? It immediately cuts off and starts a whole nother stream, and then there's only 3 views on that one for around an hour and a half or hour 45 minutes. And I was thinking about the algorithm, like that kind of f's it up. Like if I'm getting consistent views, like averaging around 7, like, and if you go look and my videos are 7 views or 10 views or 11 and then 7 again. I have a whole lot of them that say 7, and now I'm down to 3 because Kick decided to be freaking retarded. Then obviously the algorithm, however they work, which I'm curious about how it's all work on the business side of things, because obviously it's not gonna push my channel to whatever. I'm not complaining like this is why I'm not big. No, it's just like a few viewers make a huge difference on small channels, right? Where it's like, oh, this one's growing, so we're gonna push a little bit more, and then maybe they'll get one more, maybe two more after like a month. The grind is real, right? So you have to like keep going. But that was like that was one time. It's the only time it did that. Pissed me off. But ever since I started on Kick, the chat doesn't translate to OBS. Like if I have the chat here, and I don't know if it's their strategy to put the chat on screen, like the way Twitch did it famous, where you're playing or you're playing or talking whatever, and on the screen it shows like right here, like the chat just going, right? And you can still see the background, but you see like the subscriber or the follower and their chat, and it's on screen. I don't know if their strategy is to F you over on being able to see it. Like I have to open my phone to check out the chat to see what's going on. And even then, I'm not sure if it's like picking it up, because sometimes when I'm done with streaming, I'll turn it on, and then it just freaking shows up a bunch of people who said something and I didn't even know. Like maybe they're all bots. I don't know. And that's the other thing. There's like a billion bots on Kick. I'm like, dude, I'm a small streamer. I have like 11 followers, 11 of the best followers in the world, obviously. But you like it shows whoever's on there, and then like 50 messages of like this person is crapping on your stream, or somebody paid a bot to be like, my stream is so much better, follow this guy instead of here, or would you like 1 million viewers, or if you go on my Discord, pay me $1,000 and I'll get you 4,000 views or whatever, or subscribers. And it's like every second, man. There was some stuff that the AI picked it up, or I think it was a regular person, I don't know, but it was like death to Jews or something like that, and I was like, what the hell? And then immediately picked it up. Like, I didn't even get to see it before it picked it up. It like went and then crossed out, and then I could read it. But Kick, like, they're number 2 right now, right, in streaming, like over YouTube, obviously, because YouTube doesn't really promote streaming. Even though I think at some point they are gonna start winning, because they're the only ones that aren't buggy. They're very well regulated, and they save your video. You don't have to really do much. If you're streaming on YouTube, it's going to be easier for you to take. You could download off YouTube, super easy, and then edit to make clips, to make other videos, so then you can keep streaming for a long time. And you're gonna keep content. The content's gonna stay alive. If I knew that about Kick, I would have started recording more often. There was one time, I think it was part 5 of my Fallout. I'm playing Fallout for the first time, and I wasn't able to record. And unfortunately, when I checked on the issues and whatnot, I didn't go live on YouTube, and that sucks. Which is fine. Like, okay, I screwed up. It was one time, and I'm probably gonna screw up again because I'm still trying to learn everything. And it was like the biggest rookie mistake ever. No problem. But then it made me think, like, oh, let me go back, and that's how I found out that. And I don't know if Twitch does it too, because I've never been on Twitch. Never cared to follow streamers unless they were on YouTube. Like, my whole world was YouTube. People talk about Twitch, but I'm like, oh, but their videos eventually come over to YouTube, so I'm not gonna go on Twitch. And yeah, man, it was freaking annoying because I just lost the video, and I didn't record it. I didn't stream it on YouTube, and there's no backlog on Kick where I could go back and see all my streams, all the issues, which concerns me in a way because it's most likely Kick does have the database, the servers to have everything you've ever streamed on there, right? So that they can. It's almost like a blackmailing way of doing things, because, like, let's say you say something that you shouldn't have said, you made a mistake, whatever. There's no way for you to go back, edit, delete it, take it off the platform completely. So if or just flag that and make it a private or unlisted. So there's no way to do that. But let's say you get big, and then they're like, hey, you have to stay on here. I'm not saying they're like mafia like, so I'm not gonna get into that stuff, but they could use potential videos that you haven't even seen in years, or has nothing to do with what your current channel is back when you started, and then you get a strike or whatever, and you're like, I can't even fight that because, like, if you ban me for something that happened years ago, which all these platforms have been known to do, Kick is just newer, and hopefully they don't do that. But like, if you're gonna copy other companies and grow it from there, like, you're eventually gonna copy some policies, which obviously Kick is gonna do because there's freaking porn on Kick, there's freaking whores and everything. So, if that's going on, like, what's to say that they're just gonna ban you and be like, no, you said this like 10 years ago, and I know you never saw the video because after 6 streams we just take it down. But take our word for it, you're banned. It's like, all right, that sucks. And so multi-streaming, like, Kick having these issues, the bot issue is my main thing, and the chat. Okay, I screwed up on recording. That's on me. I didn't say anything that I shouldn't have said. But come on, Like I want to be able to see my stuff, and I want to at the very least have the chat work. Like I shouldn't have to open a second device to see the chat and have it working. Like I don't get why that's so hard to do. Especially since like all this platform is hey, go live and be entertaining. Okay. No freaking problem. And like immediately I test, like I just tested right now on what's it called? On YouTube. Chat picks it up in like half a second. Boom. And then when I test it on Kick, minutes later do I see what somebody said. And I think for small creators or people who are starting out, it's really important for it to get immediate because people want to interact. Like there's no reason to not interact when there's like only one person in the chat or two people. Less than 20 people in the chat is very easy to keep up, have conversation, on a topic with everybody in the chat. Read off their messages. Right? People do it with thousands of people in the chat. Just whatever they come across, boom. Because everybody's gonna relatively want to say similar things. So if they pick up one, it's kind of gonna encompass a lot of what people are thinking, right? And so therefore they're gonna be able to answer it. But if it's freaking here, man, like what the hell? Like it's they're just gonna think that the creator is ignoring them, and therefore there's no interaction. Which one of the statements for Kick is like you have to interact with your chat, and it's like if you want to get partnership or whatever. So to me, that means that they could actually read that. Like the algorithm could pick up if you were talking with your chat. You know. So I just don't get, like, if you want people to grow and progress, like you should focus on the overall platform on which issues, like monthly, because like I've worked in various companies and I understand that technology companies, what happens is when you're using more data, you are, like you have to update your servers, you have to buy facilities as it grows. You have to grow. Like you can't just use a laptop to run the entire Kick company, right? You have to have like a whole facility at some point. So there needs to be an update. How many people are coming into Kick per month? How many people are starting to stream much, much longer? Especially with the incentive of like, oh, if you stream like 100 hours a week or 100 hours a month or something, then like here's the incentive. So that means everybody's going to want to do that so that they could start earning money, because that is a driving force for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're like, I just want to be a creator. Like there's going to be a point where you need to go buy some groceries, and if you could turn this into a business, if you turn it into a way to generate money, and the focus is love, and then in turn money comes in, then yeah, you're gonna try your best to make this something. Whether it's like you've made it, if you make 17 an hour through streaming. If you can make it 17 an hour through streaming, you do like a 9 to 5 schedule, you do 17 an hour, like that's better than most starting jobs, and you can have a whole life, depending on inflation, right? You can have a solid life, even being having somebody else to take care of with that kind of money. I know it doesn't. It's like, think about it this way: if you stream 300 hours and you make 16 an hour, you're making around 4,800, 4,200, something around there. Let's say taxes take percentage of that. Let's say you end up with around. Let's say it's a lot. Let's say you only end up with $3,000 because you're streaming 3,300 hours, and it equaled out to $3,000 a month. Dude, that's a significant amount. That's $36,000 a year. And so you're going to stream much longer hours. Therefore, if everybody's doing that and it becomes their job essentially, and they most likely will stream more hours because they want to either grow financially or just actually, create good content and be entertaining to people, be like solid. And so, like, why not? Why wouldn't they do that? And then Kick has to think, okay, we need to update our servers. Um, we need more employees. We need to keep up with this growth. We need to make sure that it flows well. We can't just like, here's how I see it. They are somehow making it slightly smoother for bigger streamers, which is understandable. That's not an issue. Like if somebody's bringing in more for a company, you want to reward them a little bit more, right? But let's say that's not the case. Then those big streamers who are streaming in other platforms, they will eventually be, because it's a headache. Like as as a privilege as it is to stream, once we get used to things, we want it to run smoothly. So we do get entitled. And then those big streamers, like, they will just leave. They're like, you know what? I turn it on. I have to do all this stuff. I have to spend just an extra 10 minutes. That extra 10 minutes is going to seem like a lifetime because everything else, you just press a button and it's on. It's go time. So I think if Kick doesn't fix this, it's going to be a massive issue. Because Kick, I think, is a great platform. I think it's fun. I think it kind of feels like MySpace. That's how I could put it. It kind of feels like MySpace, where like a group of bros got together and be like, "Hey, yo, F Twitch, F what's going on? Let's do this, all right? And let's call it Kick because we're kicking out the competition. Whatever they decide to have a slogan, right? And it's just like, okay, well, you guys created it, awesome. You guys put your money where your mouth is. The company has been created, awesome. Subscriber or creators are coming in. Asmongold is here. He's probably the only one I actually like. That's the big one. I don't know if like Charlie from Penguin Zero or Moist Critical is on here. I don't know. Yeah, like actually, that's probably the only streamer I like that's on Kick. I don't care for Hayden Ross and Neon. Like as far as I noticed, all they do is scratch their balls and try to talk black, and that's like their entire stream. So cool, I guess. Apparently a lot of freaking retards love their stream, which great. Like if you can make money off retards, that's like the American dream, dude. That's the American dream. Find a bunch of retards, make them pay you. Awesome. So no hate on that. No hate on that. I'm just not a fan. Like maybe I have to dive in, but as far as I can tell, every report, everything that just like shows up, I'm like, oh, these people are freaking morons. Okay. But I don't know. You guys could educate me. Whatever. I just think Kick needs to like freaking fix their issues, man. It's nothing crazy. It's chat. And what else did I talk about? What was the other freaking issue here? So far, like my big issue is just like chat not being updated properly and like working well. And it was that like freaking aneurysm and stroke it had yesterday where split my stream into two different streams. That's stupid. So yeah, like, oh, and there's like a huge lag on the app too. Like if you are watching, all of a sudden, like when you go to following, let's say you want to watch and like just scroll, see what else is going on, the channel you're currently watching you won't be able to click it. Like it won't show up on your following. So then you have to exit out the app completely, get off the stream, go back to the stream when you open the app, and then you could go to that person's channel and just check it out. And it's like, how is that complicated? Like, how does that happen? Like, and I'm okay with like, okay, let's fix the website first and the app later. But the app is gonna be your main source. Like, people don't. most people are not grabbing their computer or turn on the TV and be like, now I'm gonna go watch Kick. Maybe they're doing that after they get on the app, where it's like, I'm on the couch. Like, why don't I just put this on the TV and I could just scroll on Instagram or something and be entertained at the same time, which obviously is retarded, but like very few people are actually just watching straight. Like, oh man, this guy's funny, ha ha ha, whatever. Um, yeah, like people are going to be on the app more so than anything. So, and the reason I want to talk about it because the issue is on the user side and the creator side. Now, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big streamer, so I don't know how the chat is working for them. I don't know if they're being biased, which is fine with me if they are. I just expect it to be way smoother than it is, man. Um, I'm not asking for like it to be completely perfect. That would be nice. I would be happy if that's what they strove for and that was the case. But yeah, I would say it'd be a lot more fun if I don't have to, and maybe it's the whole entitlement thing because YouTube is just so perfect. Obviously, it's been around longer, you know, but they just don't promote streaming. You can make it big on streaming on YouTube, but it's gonna be faster if you're doing both. Like you make a lot more money after the fact on YouTube. During streaming, you're gonna make more money on Kick or Twitch, and that's just the reality of it, right? Um, because it's kind of like, okay, YouTube is like TV, right? Where there's gonna be multiple channels. You're watching your TV show. Let's say when I was growing up, I didn't really have like Dish Network, so we had like the CW and WB Kids and whatever. So let's say there's Smallville, Supernatural, Gossip Girl, or One Tree Hill. So you could watch those all day. So YouTube is constantly going. So right, the TV is constantly going. But then the parents, everybody's gonna come in at night when it's time for live. Like when they want to see something that's going on, news, or just be interactive with something that they know that those people are also doing it. Like the Oscars, people who are in the US don't know how popular the Oscars were back in the day in other countries. Like I'm from Brazil and I didn't grasp it when I was little, but my parents, they say like the Oscars, when the Oscars came out, the movies here in the US already came out, right? And then when the Oscars come out, like in a few months after that is when the movies were going to come out in Brazil or other countries. So whichever movies won an Oscar, they knew those were the movies to watch. And people would stay up to go watch it. People would stay up to go watch the World Cup live, a game. So that's what, like, Twitch and Kick is the NFL, it's the NBA, it's your CNN, your Fox News, your Olympics. That's what it is. But YouTube is for the rest of the time. You cannot compete, But if YouTube decided that they were gonna do some sort of side thing, where they're gonna promote streaming, and it's gonna be like they're gonna do chatting streaming and gaming streaming only for promotional stuff. Like, oh, you just talk about whatever, no news. You just be yourself. I don't know, whatever you or you stream whatever you want to stream. Just video games. Like they could probably blow Kick and Twitch out of the water, dude. Like I fully believe they have the capacity to do it. They could do it just out of spite. They just give up on stuff. Like remember RedTube? Like the RedTube, what's it called? RedTube, YouTube RedTube, where they had like pretty much their own little blockbuster going on. They eventually, I think, sold it properties to Netflix, but it still technically exists, where you can watch movies or rent movies out. It's just they don't really push it. Like if you had like they could have done the same thing that Amazon did, like a premium service. Like when you went on YouTube Premium, you also got to watch Cobra Kai for free when it was on YouTube. That's reminded, like Cobra Kai used to be on YouTube. That's how it started, right? I don't know what else was good on YouTube other than like people's creations. Like, and that's usually why we're here, on YouTube, is to watch people being authentic. And I actually listened to Asmongold's video where he's talked about, like, if your authentic self sucks, don't be authentic. And I would say the principle is, like, a lot of people, I would say some people took offense to that because they can't read between the lines. What it means is like, hey, you're not a perfect person as soon as you start something. You can develop a personality as you go. You can push the limits, but you can't just be like, hey, I was just thinking, and I don't know if you guys thought, like, if I talk like that the entire time, like, why are you watching me? Unless you're like some sort of sick pervert. But like, and then there's some people that's just like for instance, Charlie, Moist Critical. He does have a monotone voice, but it's very real. Like he has um he actually has information and opinion to give, right? And he's like there's a quality to it. And when you don't have that kind of quality, yeah, be a little bit of a character. Like I would say one, like, look at Dr. Disrespect. When he was starting out, he'd show off the wig, and when he would explain Dr. Disrespect, it looked like he was very uncomfortable. He's like, "Oh, this character came out like this, like blah, 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 blah," which is fine. But then, like, he'd put on the wig, and it's almost like he gained this confidence and became this character, and obviously became a millionaire from it. Became probably one of the most popular guys on the internet. I would say in terms of the adult realm, he is one of the most popular guys. Mr. Beast, for overall like kids and stuff, like Mr. Beast is kind of like the Walmart of social media, where it's like people subscribe to him, and a lot of people watch him because it's like they can't stop watching. But if it's like me, like let's say I'll subscribe to him, and then like I'll be like, I kind of know what product I'm getting. Like it's always gonna be here. I'm not gonna go to Walmart. I'm gonna go to Target. Target's a little more, you know, less full of everything. And so it's I'm gonna go everywhere because they got what I want, and they're gonna entertain me. I know he's entertained, but it's just like, I'm not really gonna watch it. Like whatever. And so that's what Mr. Beast is. But then like you get someone like PewDiePie, where it's like I'm in the mood to see some wacky stuff and also some normal stuff because I have no idea what I'm gonna get with this guy, but I'm gonna get PewDiePie, and then like people like Asmongold, unapologetic, calling people retards and queers and whatnot, but also giving solid insight and his own opinion, and also being very he's not narcissistic. He's like very transparent. Like, oh yeah, my life is the life of a degenerate, which is true, but it doesn't mean he's like a bad person or anything. It just means like he understands who he is and he accepts it. I still think that he should, you know, um, progress. It's not change, it's progress. Where it's like, okay, like, yeah, I'm a degenerate. You can stay a degenerate, but, you know, maybe instead of having 30 cups out, have only 29 cups out. When it hits 30, start throwing it away. Like just every time you walk in your room, have a habit of like, there's a trash can, whatever is on your right, you just pick it up and throw it away. Something simple. Like, that's progress. I'm not saying go buy a mansion, but progress is fine. You know? And I do believe like people come into our lives that will like make us want to change because of whatever it is, and that's why people get married. It isn't necessarily like they're lonely or whatever. It's like they literally want to be a better person because they found somebody who's worth it. Like whatever they did, how like think about it this way: if somebody like Asmongold or Charlie or Nerdrotic or whoever like is on YouTube or Mr. Beast, if they love this stuff so freaking much, they can't imagine anything being this great. There is a person out there that they have the potential of meeting, and then they realize that everything they love, even the thing they love the most, is pales in comparison to how much they love that person. And that's actually a pretty freaking normal thing. But yeah, that's my little 30-minute rant on freaking Kick. Man, it's alright. It's fine. The other things I wanted to talk about, like we're chilling. I didn't really want to talk about much today. I might stream some Fallout later on, but I'm gonna get on Core Black Garrett's or Third Fourth White Garrett's channel because he's playing Silent Hill, and I hate that game, and I love crapping on that thing because it's stupid, and it did honestly, I don't know anybody who's like Silent Hill is fun. I don't doubt that those people exist. I'll call them lunatics because it's just like, all right, like it's supposed to be a scary game, but it's all just jump scares and like the character doesn't. At least number 2, the character doesn't act human. Like nothing scares him. It's like, dude, if I saw a freaking titty nurse coming at me with her head cut off or hanging down, and it's like she's dressed in a way that's supposed to arouse you, but she's also a zombie. Like, what the freak are we talking about? Yeah, I don't know why people like that game. Like, I think you're stupid. I think you're more of a degenerate than my man Gold. But yeah, we man, freaking stupid. Okay. Well, okay. So some of my plans for 2026 is first not to get effed. It seems like an easy plan, but trust me, 2025, I did my very best to not get screwed and like freaking not even reach around, brother. Just full on booty graped. Just full on penetration, just like with a razor blade, bro. Like it was, and today, like, as I was looking for a job, it was freaking annoying because of like having a record and then getting screwed over in business. So then on your resume, it doesn't show that you actually had employment for like the past 3 years. You were also a business owner. So then that doesn't look good. Like think about it this way: if you own a business, it doesn't look good on a resume. I've had literal people tell me that their boss felt threatened because I owned a retail store, and they knew my retail store, so they felt like there was nothing they could teach me, so it was better for me to not be their employee. And I'm like, dude, I'm applying for a front desk position. I just need some cash flow in. I need like $16 an hour, and then I could work from there, and like if you want me to sign a contract for a year of $16 an hour, that's fine. I'm cool with that. Like I'm not gonna be like trying to take your job, man. Like the freak. And it wasn't like one. It was a few. And they were able to talk to me because I was cool with them when they used to shop at my store. And then like you lose friends because you're no longer freak. There's mosquitoes in here. You're no longer making money, and then like you see who your real friends are. There's some people who were just with you when things were good, and it's not like I made big money, but I had a Lego store. It was awesome, I was in it. But yeah, I feel like I'm only gonna stream for sure just like an hour today, and because I have some ideas for like doing custom overlays and whatnot, but oh man, yeah, I don't know. It's like I want to do some fancy schmancy stuff on the stream, but I just don't. I'm not tech savvy, so I do have to dedicate some time to it. It's annoying. And then again, kids getting sick. Like it makes me so freaking worried. So worried, dude. Like it's not a burden. I love going to my son's bedside and just like holding him tight, making sure he stays warm, going to my daughter and just putting her on my lap and just like hold my little princess, you know? But it sucks to see them in pain. And yeah. And then there's the other side of things, like so my not my goals, but I'm going to try to be more dedicated in the gym. Just fitness in general. Because I'm going to be more dedicated. I already am, like, for a few days now. And I still go to jiu-jitsu every week, at least once a week, just get some skill in, get some training in. Because I don't have the time. I don't have the money, the resources, the time. Because unfortunately, the classes are during hours where you, how do I put it? You, like, the kids are still awake. And then by the time it's over, the kids go to bed. And then when my son goes back to school after Christmas break is over, then it's like I'm only gonna have a few hours with him, if that, like maybe 1 hour before he goes to bed. I'm gonna see him when he wakes up at like 6 a.m. Take him to school. My wife's gonna pick him up in the middle of the day. I'm gonna be at work. Come home at 7. Hang out with him. Give him a bath. Put him to bed. And then class is over because class is at 7. And freaking A, like there's a lot of inconveniences too. And it costs money. Like I'm grateful for the owner. He was letting me train. I just had to help with the front desk, so I didn't have to pay to train, but I did have to give up like a few hours of my day when I did go train. And it sucks, but it's also like like I'm very grateful because I kept training. It was nice, like, to de-stress, decompress after like a long time of just getting freaking railed. Dude, 2025, like, I don't want to be negative. I want to be positive. What am I going to do? I have me and a business partner of mine. Unfortunately, we don't have the money no more because we were going to use the money from the store to invest in it, but we are working on the biggest Yu-Gi-Oh tournament that's ever going to be. Working on giving away $1 million for this tournament for the winner. We've structured it in a way where it plays similar to the anime. The gameplay, the rules of the gameplay are the same. Attack, defense, spell, traps, link, pendulum, Xyz, synchro, whatever. The way it's summoned, sacrifices, whatever. But there's like a few tweaks, and the way you start off the deck, and it's like a system of deck building as you go through the tournament, and it's pretty freaking awesome. It is amazing. Worked on it for like 6-7 years, and actually that's something I need to reach out to some folks about. But yeah, it's good stuff. I never wanted an investor, but I am going to reach out to. I'm gonna look up I'll look up when I say I like streamers like Asmongold and Moist Critical and whatever. It's like I like their personality and I'll watch them when I have the time. Like I'll watch like a stream every few days or so. So I don't know really what they're into. I assume if you love World of Warcraft, you also dabble in Magic the Gathering. Yeah, but I need to find people who are Yu-Gi-Oh fans who also have money so that I can pitch them the idea and see if they're interested in investing in that idea. Investing, I hate having an investor. They have to be a silent investor. I've worked with some before, but if they're nice, that's all I care about. If they really believe, and I need to find people who believe in the idea. I need to show the idea, my business partner, and show them that how it will work, why it will work. And we want to host it here in Florida in the Tampa Fairgrounds. So, yeah, there's I'll put a plan out. Maybe I'll make a video about it. A Yu-Gi-Oh. I'll show you guys my my deck structure, and then you guys will see how, like, I won't give away the rules because there's actually, I have it right here. Give me 1 second. So those of you who play Yu-Gi-Oh, when you see it, you're gonna be like, "What kind of freaking deck is this? This is insane." All right. So we'll go through the extra deck first. Boom, boom. Yeah. Uh, like, these are not your meta cards per se. There might be some, and these are just tokens. And you're like, okay, what kind of freaking deck is this? There's freaking everything. You know, I will show more clearly another day. But it's the most fun. Like, we wanted to bring back fun in Yu-Gi-Oh. We wanted to bring back the real Yu-Gi-Oh, where, like, heart of the cards moments. You play it, it's not one turn win. You could go for a whole hour playing the same duel and you still haven't won. Like a real back and forth, like the way the game is intended to be played. And we wanted to emulate the anime as close as possible. But yeah, it's freaking, it's it's freaking awesome, man. So we're trying to figure that stuff out on how to make it happen, because right now we're in the last phase. Like, the structure, the rules, we got it down. What we need to do now is open a website and talk to some lawyers about what it will be, if we can, how expensive it will be to get Konami to license out their characters and the likeness, but also to make sure that we can't get sued, which we did, like, for 7 years. Like, I did some extensive research, because it's like, it's the number one thing I want to do. And yeah, and I just want to bring back, like, real Yu-Gi-Oh. And I don't want to change the meta. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh can still have their tournaments, worlds, and their meta and whatnot. I just want to have our own thing where it's by the fans for the fans, right? I thought of doing Kickstarter, but apparently, the more I research into it, there's like a bunch of scams. People have really delved into the AI video bullcrap, and I'm just like, man, I can't. I don't have time to compete with that kind of stuff. Like, it's like my whole lawyer situation, right? Where you're an honest person and you're competing with dishonest people. You're most likely gonna lose, because they're looking to win. They're not looking for the truth, and you're looking for the truth. And therefore, if you can really portray it, you're gonna win. But then they make that truth look like a lie, and they have more money to show or corrupt or manipulate, whatever it could be. They have the money to do whatever they want with it, and they don't have that moral, the morality blocking them for their ambitions, right? So very hard to compete with that. But man, like, that I'm super excited about. Like, I wish I was like, I already had it. I wish I, like, took money out of the store when I had the chance to put into it, so then, like, I'd be in obviously a better position right now, and you guys would have known about it, and my channel would be bigger just from that. I guarantee you, man, because we would do some heavy marketing. We would go crazy. But yeah, oh man, maybe that's one of the things I should do. I just got a few ideas, and I'm still trying to figure out how to edit videos and how to do that kind of stuff, which I'm going to keep it stupid simple. Like, as much as I love making content, putting it out there, it's so time consuming and delicate work. I do understand why people are like, you don't understand the emotional, the tax the tax it does on your physical self, your emotional self, like streaming, being entertaining, talking, doing this when you don't want to do it. I get it now. And yeah, you're really not gonna understand. Like, it's not to have pity. Like, you shouldn't have pity on people who are actually making a living streaming. It's a huge privilege. I don't make money on streaming yet, but it is a massive privilege. It's an incredible thing. Um, and but it is it's a different type of struggle than working retail. Working in the customer service industry, in the food industry. It's just kind of a different beast because now, like, me and my wife talk about this, right? Where she's Asian, she went to school, got her master's degree, all that fun stuff, and as soon as she had freedom, like, doesn't have to work, has time for herself, doesn't need to go to school if she doesn't want to, all that stuff, like, where, like, she no longer has to worry about those things. It's so hard for her to start her own thing, projects, because it's so easy to follow a boss who just tells you what to do. You do that job and he gives you another task, and then you do that job and then you go home, right? When you're trying to truly create something, you have to actually create it. You have to keep your own schedule. There's no mom and dad or manager telling you what to do. So it's all from your own grit, your own perseverance, your own willpower, and that is that's really hard. Aja, at work, but I'll pull up with my crew for your next stream. You see, this I have no idea. This is again on the kick side. This is what I was talking about before. Alaja 2 at work, but I'll pull up with my crew for your next stream. Add me up on Discord. Wave kicks. That's most likely a bot. Because that will be like the only message. And I won't see that person at all. Only like, hey, add me or pay me or you want more viewers. Like, it's not an authentic, like, yeah, man, I feel you, or like, this is why I love Kick, this is why I hate YouTube, this is why I love YouTube, this is why I hate Kick. Like, there's no authenticity there. It's just like, give me something. And so it's either a bot or somebody like trying to scam. It pisses me off. Like, why can't, like, and again, I don't know how it all works, as in, like, oh, you're supposed to find your own mods, and like, I just found out what like mods really, like, I've been hearing it for years, for over 10 years. I'm like, I don't know what that means. There's terms that people say that I still don't know what it means, and I've been hearing it like my whole life, and I just like, okay, whatever, next. So that's kind of the bull crap. Main issues is chat stuff on Kick. That's gonna piss you off, man. Ugh. But yeah, I'm excited. I want to get that for 2026. I want to get that tournament off the ground and like just hitting hard, man. It's gonna be freaking sick. The website's the biggest thing. I've already talked to Chase Bank on how we're gonna do all that, but yeah, the website is the biggest freaking hurdle right now. And obviously marketing is gonna be a huge hurdle, making money. But yeah, but I'm gonna stream every day. Maybe not on Sundays. Maybe like 2 to 3 times a week I'll take off. But I'm gonna try to do 6 days. Right? I think 365 days a year is like 300 streams in 1 year. I think you're going to start making some money, and it's not 1 hour each. It's gonna be like 7 hours each stream. If you're able to do that, like, that's what people need to understand. Like, I'm not making money yet, but I know that it's gonna generate something later, because the grind, it's too many people quit their jobs and then open a business. The real formula when you open a business, it's not an official business until it generates money. And it's not a real business. It's a business that generates money, but it's not a real business until it doubles what you're currently making at your job. Where it's like, now you can quit your job and go full time, because then you could triple that, because you've already doubled what you were making. And therefore, you have all this extra money per se from the time you were working on that and your business. So therefore, if you're working 9 to 5, 8 hours at your job, you should work 8 hours on your hobby that will eventually become a business, and then eventually become so profitable, and you're making so much money that it doubles. That's more than any of your careers that you've had. And that's the time, that's the correct time to quit, move on, and then go 100% on this. But you leave the door open because you don't know if you're going to get screwed. You don't know if the market's going to crash. You don't know. There's so many variables when you have your own business. You have no idea what's going to happen at all, man. And it is terrifying. Because when it starts happening, you have to adapt. But then as soon as you get it fixed, because you will get the first a few issues fixed, whether there's a hurricane, a tornado, stock market plummets, famine, whatever, like you'll be able to fix a few stuff, especially in the beginning because of your perseverance. But when it's like, if this happens again, am I going to have the resources to do it? Because you will be spending resources, and maybe it happen again. But when it starts getting to the third, fourth, fifth time, dude, you like start realizing that like you need to generate way more profit to make sure those emergencies you can overcome them. And man, it's a daunting task. But yeah, the correct way is to make sure that you have it all lined up, and again, if you're like a single guy or single girl and you live with your parents, like if you're gonna open a business, let's say you moved out of your parents' house and you're like mid-20s in college, maybe you're out of college, you want to open your business, go back and move in with your parents, man. Don't freaking like, ooh, I'm an adult, like F you. Go back and live with your parents. You're saving money. You're saving time on food. They might be cooking for you at this point and be like, hey, look, I'm trying to open this business. They might even not even agree with you or support you, but they're like, we're going to support you as our daughter and we want you to succeed. Just, they might even make a deal in 3 years, or our daughter or son, in 3 years, please find a job. No problem. You have a 3-year time frame now. But all that money you'll save from either having a part-time job or all that time you could spend on that business, you're going to generate that money in 3 years, man, where you're going to be able to live on your own if you wanted to. And then, to me, honestly, for me, I don't think there's any reason moving out of your parents' house until you get married. If you're hitting 30 and you haven't gotten your life together, you got to move out and you're a piece of crap. Like, go live on the street. If there's situations where, like, okay, you're 30 or whatever and you're going back, or like maybe you're the one that takes care of your parents, obviously individual situations matter, but in the grand scheme of things, if you're single, being with your parents, not a bad thing. Yeah, and then you could really grow fast, because it's about when you are, whether you're starting your business or you're going to school or you're starting a relationship, the less stresses aside from that one goal, it's going to be much easier to achieve that goal. Like, think about it this way. If you want to get fit, but you work a 9 to 5, you got kids, you got a mortgage to pay, you don't make that much money, you got a spouse to take care of, and you have family members that are sick and they rely on you, like that's a lot to take in and try to get fit. Like, most likely it's not going to happen because people don't structure a way of sacrifice, right? So therefore, you got all these other stresses that are going to take time. So whatever goal you have, if it's to get fit, it's going to take much longer than you think. Like, yes, it is achievable in an amount of 3 months for you to completely change your physique. But because of all these other stresses, it might take you 2 years to achieve what somebody without any of those stresses will achieve in 3 months, right? And it's not to discourage you if you're in that situation, because I am in that situation. But it's important to live in reality and make a game plan according to it, right? Like, if you don't make enough money, then unfortunately you got to stop helping people, because you got to spend that time either studying, working on new skills, or investing in your company, whatever it is to make you more financially successful, so that you could take vacations, you could take care of your kids and your spouse and whatnot. And then when you guys reach a certain financial success, it doesn't have to be millionaire, it doesn't have to be whatever it is, but you're comfortable enough where, like, if emergency happens with anybody, you can take care of them, then that's fine. Like, that's when you start making that move back to being less selfish, because it's like the gas mask thing. When you're on a plane, there's no oxygen. You got to put your gas mask on because before you daunt it on a kid, because you might die if you try to help that kid first. So there is sometimes you have to stop helping people so that you can help them later on when it's actually important and it doesn't screw you over. It's I know it's like a simple principle, but people forget all the time. It's such a I forget it. Like, we gotta realize when it's our time to receive help and when it's our time to give help. And we both require a huge amount of humbleness and lack of pride and lack of ego. Both of them require quite a bit from you emotionally. So yeah, I think you got to make a game plan and understand your situation. And if anybody who's younger that is listening to the stream, like, realize that, like, hey, you might seem, because you haven't had the struggle of somebody who has family and whatever certain responsibilities to take care of them, and you always keep hearing people say, like, oh, you have it made right now, you have all the time in the world. It is true. It's just hard to hear because you feel so overwhelmed by other things, and that's fine to understand that's real. But you have to find a way to come over that mental hurdle and just believe it. And it's like, oh yeah, I have all the time in the world and I'm not successful because of myself. And so I'm going to do this. Boom. And I'm going to dedicate all my time. Bah, bah, bah. Like, there's a guy, I won't say his name. I really like his channel. But he takes like a month or two to edit a video, and his videos are solid. And his channel is growing pretty well. But not like that's the thing. Like, we don't hear about him for like a month. So like, it's all gonna be new people coming in, which is great. But none of, like, he's not retaining. So people are just subscribed to him. But it's not like, when he puts a video out, his subscribers aren't watching. It's new people watching. Because the algorithm is gonna push that, which is fine in a way, but in the long run, you're not going to. It's not sustainable. Like, I've seen a lot of, man. I do have to talk about this one YouTube channel. So there was this YouTube channel, right? I know the guy who created it. He eventually sold it to this millionaire. It got like 300,000 subscribers in a matter of like a month or two. I won't say. I want to check out the YouTube channel because it's been years. But this guy, he had a Lamborghini, and he picked up this homeless dude. And I've been to this guy's house and everything. Nice guy. Picked up this homeless dude and filmed it. Got him some shelter, food, whatever. Got him a job. And it really blew up. It was a really cool thing. Like, he also did like this. He went to the Oscars and did this whole thing. Like, whoever gives me money while I'm on the street, or whoever talks to me, just have a conversation, he will take him to the Oscars. So he sat out for like 12 hours, filmed himself, wife beater, and said, I don't want money, I just want a conversation. And nobody talked to him. He was in LA. Nobody talked to him. And these videos, they really blew up, man. Like, and eventually he's like, dude, like, this is getting millions and millions of views. He's like, this is incredible. I want to buy the YouTube channel. He eventually bought the YouTube channel, but then he didn't. The other guy had the ideas, the one that sold it to him. And then he just kind of used it as a hobby, like, oh, I'll post something every now and then. The video quality went down, and the other times it was just kind of a nothing video. and it was just like new people because like it pushed it on the people who like sports cars, and that's that. Like it's a dead channel with over I think 400,000 subscribers, which is nothing to scoff at. That's a lot of subscribers. That's already like you can quit your job with that many subscribers if you're making good content. Um, that's a pretty good staple for making around at least 3,000 a month. Um, just think about it that way. If you each 100,000 subscribers is practically 1,000 a month that you could be making depending on how much content you put out. But it's a nice baseline, right? So if you're doing YouTube, don't like, and again, for streaming like Kick and Twitch, I don't know. For YouTube, I think there's been more transparency with like how much people have been making. But if you want like YouTube to be the side hustle and your new business, only after 100,000 subscribers, because you're gonna get monetized before that, right? It's gonna be very enticing because maybe one video, one live stream, you're gonna make $1,000, but it's gonna be an outlier, and then the rest of the year you made like $50 a month, right? But until you get 100,000 subscribers, that's gonna be like, all right, now I can leave McDonald's to do this. But if you're making 100,000 a year at a job, only leave when you make 200,000 a year off YouTube. That's the only time you do that, you know. And yeah, like for me, like all I need is 17, 16, 17 an hour off Kick. Man, I'm golden, man. I'm golden. But yeah. All right, like that's enough from me today. Or at least for now. I most likely will get back on Fallout and like chill with you guys. But yeah, that's it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, dick faces. Sorry, douchebags. Like, subscribe, douchebags.